Hey YouTube, December 31st, last day of the year. Happy New Year. In response to one of the reverse clutch talks I had with somebody on YouTube, I decided to off-road riding mower. It's a Murray wide body, and what I've done is I've taken the clutch brake and put it in a position to where the mower only engages and goes into gear when the gear is down. When you let off of it, it puts enough slack into the belt and it stays in neutral. So regardless, I can be in 6th gear, have this down, let off, and it stops moving, or it coasts to a stop. Almost like a coaster brake. In neutral, no change. Put it in 2nd gear, it engages, let off, and it slows down and stops. That way, if I come off of it for any reason or anything happens, all I have to do is take my foot off and it stops. Just like that. I did it this way because I had a problem. It was in my other workshop, which is down across the driveway, and it was sitting in neutral, idling, and it vibrated into reverse, and I had the throttle up, and it crashed into my big toolbox and wrecked my big toolbox. So, and my wife saw it. So, to keep from getting rid of this, I had to figure out a way to do this to make it safer. And it just wasn't any fun to ride. I got a 3-inch pulley on the back and the big pulley on the front, and it goes like mid-30s, and it's just crazy fast. I'm actually going to put a bigger pulley on it to slow it down. I got some old 22 by 11 by 8s that are on the back of it, and I'll back up for and I crammed them onto the original rims and put tubes on them so I wouldn't have any problem. It's a 17.5 horse single cylinder, and it does great. But this is the actual pulley configuration of what I did. Let me get under here. The belt, because I went to a much smaller pulley, the belt had to become a lot longer. I think that's correct. You know what I mean. So what I did to accommodate for the belt, I took this off, took this linkage bar off, and I cut and welded. I took this whole assembly here, twisted it around a little bit, and you'll see what it does. Right now there is no pressure on this clutch. My foot's not resting on it, obviously, and the spring is holding it up in position, and it's giving enough slack so that the pulley, I don't know if I can, there we go, the pulley actually has slack all the way around it and keeping it from moving. Now, let's see if I can do this. Put tension on it, and now it will engage. I let off, and it stops moving. And here's the pulleys as they work. It's engaged, and there's tension on the pulleys. And I let off, and there's slack, and it goes all the way across. I've got everything else configured this way. The reason I went ahead and did this was just to be cheap. I repositioned this and cut it because I do a lot of work on riding mowers, and I get a lot of extra belts that have some life left in them, so I put them on this one. And I did this to accommodate for different belts, and I put it here. So I think a number 487 belt is the one that goes on cutting decks, and I usually end up putting it on this one as well because it seems to fit pretty good. I had a tensioner right here, another one for a 3rd, but I found out when I put everything this way, that's where I had it right there. When I have it this way now, I didn't really need it, and it seems to work really good. I'm going to end up doing something with that 2-inch disc brake because it won't stop this thing at over 5 or 6 miles an hour, and that's first gear. So what I'm going to do is figure a way to put a different set of brakes on it. I'm going to see if I can drop this thing down to where you can actually look at it, or I can show it to you as it sets on the ground. Hang on just a second. Okay, this is it sitting on the ground. And this is what I've gotten done. I got the cargo rack built, I just don't have it on there right now. I've been doing some tweaking and adjusting different things to make it work. It took forever to get those tires on. I had to learn how to put tires on, and I had to actually buy a manual tire changing station. Thanks, Harbor Freight. So, the tires, like I said, are the 22 by 11 by 8s. And they're dry rotted, but they have pretty good tread and they hold air, so I'm not going to worry about it. And they got tubes that hold air, even better. And there's the back. There's my rear bumper that I've made. Still got to fix my seat, have it done. There's my snorkel. I just put this on here for carrying crap around. Hang on. It appears to be locked in place. Did I forget to take a bolt out? I don't know. Hang on just a second. There we go. I got it. Had something on the screen. This is a 17.5 overhead valve engine. Like I said, it works great. Rolls it right along. These are the back tires that were on here. And what I did was welded a bolt on the end of it and put a nut and locked it with another nut. And that one comes from Fearless Front. It's a video on how to do that. And this is the other side of it. This is about all I've gotten finished so far. I've still got this on it. I'm thinking I'm going to end up making this one a locking handbrake, just to help with the braking problem. I'm supposed to go pick up 3 more mowers today that a guy doesn't want them in his yard anymore. His wife said to get rid of them, so I'm going to go pick them up. And it's 2 Murrays and a Craftsman, so I'm going to go have a whole lot of more crap to play with. And that is about it. These are several short ones, so I'm going to piece all of these together so it'll go pretty good. One thing I did not do, I didn't do anything to the governor. I've left it the way it is, and it's plenty, no problems. Everything else, tear it apart. I just don't want to have to replace an engine. But that's it. I hope this helps. If you have any more questions or anything more specific on how I did this, just leave a message for me. Comment, let me know what you think. There's my welding. Never welded before I started doing this, so this is kind of a learning project. But that was one of the first ones. So that's that. Thanks. Bye-bye.